winds of change are optimistic ideas. Many people are unhappy with their lot in life now and seek change. What about you? Are you happy? Do you seek change?
Two groups are about to collide in Ostrov, a major port city in the eastern side of Alar. A group of merchants are looking to make a good profit after a troublesome expedition. And a mysterious group of cloaked individuals are looking for aid from an old friend located within the city. As the parties reach their destination, perhaps something else entered alongside them, as bloodshed was about to strike in Ostrov. As Team Merchant entered the market, they were met with a brutal sight. Celsi, the trader who they're looking to make business with, was dead, ripped apart into a bloody mess. A few witnesses quickly fled, and young Rentham guards were sent after them. One person remained, a woman with a large scar on her cheek and thick, braided hair. She was soon identified as Rosendra. Once a Rentham knight arrived on scene, he instructed that Rosendra and Team Merchant be brought in for questioning. The door is locked behind him as the Rentham knight leaves Rosendra and Team Merchant alone in the barracks to find a higher-ranked officer. Leaving potential murderers alone without supervision isn't what you'd expect from the Rentham military. However, seizing the opportunity to speak freely, Team Merchant learns that Rosendra wants the items that they were going to sell to Celsi, agreeing to work with her once they are all released. Rosendra explains that Celsi was ripped apart by some sort of magic from the sky. She has no idea what happened beyond that. The door to the barracks is then opened, and a tired man enters. He introduces himself as Captain Lepore. He seems disappointed at the lack of supervision put in place, but moves past that as he questions Team Merchant. The team is honest, and Captain Lepore has no reason to keep them locked up, so Team Merchant will be allowed to roam freely in Ostrov. But if they leave the city, they will be treated as criminals throughout all of Alar. Rosendra is not so fortunate. She will be arrested and seen as guilty of the murder until enough evidence is presented to prove otherwise. As Team Merchant leaves, Rosendra whispers to one of the members to find someone called Saga. Not having ever heard that name before, the team decides to head to Rosendra's inn, Gokstag, to look for answers. As Team Cloak enters Ostrov, word of Rosendra's arrest has already spread. The team is worried. Rosendra is the person they came to the city to look for. Finding a way to break her out of prison was discussed, but quickly dismissed once they all remembered that keeping a low profile is a top priority. They decide to head to Gokstag to try and gather more information on the incident. It doesn't take long at the Gokstag Tavern for Team Merchant to discover that the young man behind the bar is Al Tesker, or Al for short. He is Rosendra's son. Team Merchant get a private moment to speak with Al, informing him that they want to help free her, and if he knows anyone by the name of Saga. Al says he knows nothing and returns to work. Team Cloak enters not long after and also speaks with Al. They ask for more details on the situation, but Al only knows what was reported to him by the guard. Al learns that a member of Team Cloak is named Saga, but takes no action on the matter, letting Team Merchant leave. After some time passes, Al is able to speak to his mother in jail, which helps him better understand the situation at hand. He sends a letter to Team Merchant, informing them to come to the tavern later that night, and that Saga will be waiting. Team Merchant returns that evening. Dante, John, Asdir, Bjorn, and Drakkar enter the tavern. Milthir, Emery, Saga, Teya, Yathendra, and Poke, with their cloaks removed, displaying many pairs of pointed ears, sit at a large table in the center of the tavern. With no one reaching for any weapons, it seems the exchange between the two teams will be done using words instead. Team Cloak explains that they are looking for the item that Celsi was going to purchase from Team Merchant, Fulgurite, a clump of minerals that have been fused together by lightning. They also state that they have the coin for the purchase right now. Team Merchant confirms that they have the Fulgurite, but decline the payment, seeing no point in getting paid as long as they are trapped in Ostrov until Celsi's murder case is resolved. Team Cloak expresses interest in other materials similar to fulgurite, and Team Merchant hints that they may know where one is, while also bringing up the rumor that they have heard about elves that have returned to Testria from Utoe. Team Cloak states that they are simply travelers passing through. The beginnings of a plan are put in place. Find whatever killed Celsi in order to free Rosendra, exchange the fulgurite for the proper payment, and then both groups will go their separate ways. As a few proper introductions take place, Asdir, the Khanin member of Team Merchant, asks to examine an item from each member of Team Cloak. A safety matter, he explains, something that he insists on performing with any new ally. Team Cloak seems a bit hesitant at first, but soon enough agrees, and weapons and jewelry are placed on the table. After a few moments, Asdir thanks them all and declares to Team Merchant that they have nothing to worry about. Drakkar, an old orc with a face that looks to be carved out of stone, awkwardly shakes hands with the members of Team Cloak. However, upon meeting Teia, Drakkar takes her hand and bows before her, stating that she is his purpose. Teia, visibly uncomfortable by this sudden display, yanks Drakkar back to his feet. This seems to be an out-of-character display from both Drakkar and Teia, and an incident that everyone in the room took note of. Team Merchant states that they will return to Gokstag in the morning and depart. Team Cloak is cautious about trusting Team Merchant, and Teia instructs that they must learn more about each member. Al then leads Team Cloak down a private set of stairs to what seems to be a large, secret hideout, perhaps indicating that this group is far more than just simple travelers passing through.